Good morning and welcome to an emergency episode of KnuckleBalls. Tom, I'm Ryan, your host. My cousin Tom always joins me because he's my only friend. He's the only one who's talk to me about this kind of stuff. But we have kind of like an emergency meeting in the minds right now because some breaking news happened last night. Was it last night? Yesterday
Yes.
morning? Sometime yesterday, I was scrolling down my phone and I scrolled to what I thought was a meme. I swore it was MLB on Facts posting that the Red Sox fired everybody. They cleaned house. Alex Cora is gone. Veritek, I don't think he's fired. Veritek, I think is getting
He got moved into a different
repurposed,
role. Yeah.
moved into. He got a demotion. That's a very nice way of saying he got demoted. And then their hitting coach is gone. I believe their bench coach is gone.
Yes.
I had to scroll back up because honestly, I was scrolling, Tom, I didn't believe it. I was just kind of like fake, going. And then Barstool's Peter Griffin popped up and he was reacting to it. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. I think they really did fire everybody. And that's just, for me, my mind is blown.
Right.
I'd love to
Yeah.
hear your initial thoughts, Tom.
Yeah, you and I both, Ryan, on multiple fronts. One, I thought it was fake. I didn't think that the Red Sox were going to be doing this at this point. Pete Fotzey, who's their hitting coach, he had obviously been in some hot water the past few weeks, and rightfully so. The Red Sox offense has been pretty abysmal, not just for the start of this season, but over the past few years. They've certainly had their issues. So I think that he's always kind of been looked at a little differently by the Red Sox staff. But the Alex Cora thing to me is really shocking. And you mentioned it. Yeah, third base coach Kyle Hudson, bench coach Ramon Vasquez, assistant hitting coach Dylan Lawson, and major league strategy hitting coach. I didn't know that was a thing, but Joe
I didn't
Cronin
know that.
also looking
I
for a
also
job.
didn't know. I didn't know Veritek's job was a job.
Yeah, and like you said,
What
he
was
got
what was his
repurposed.
title? What was his title? It was like
How did
run run scoring
some sort
coach.
of like, yeah, it's one of those new analytics word soup types of things. And obviously Veritek's been there. I was reading yesterday, he's been there for 30 years as a player and coach with the organization. So if they got
Yeah,
rid of him outright,
I
there
that
would
the,
have been
when
heads
I
rolling.
first read like so my initial thoughts real quick if it's okay.
Yeah.
I I don't see what this changes for them. I don't see what this
Nothing.
changes for
Yeah.
them. It's to me, it's just another panic decision by the front office to say we're doing something to the fans as they're watching an abysmal start to the 2026 season. They're sitting in last place. They have a negative 13 run differential. They just got swept by the Yankees, and it feels like a panicky move because it's fire them the day after they get swept by the Yankees. Don't fire them all after they win 17-1 yesterday. That's
Right.
crazy to me. That's
Right.
crazy to me. And it's coming off an off season where they fall flat on a lot of things. Biggest one we've talked a lot is Alex Bregman not coming back. And now you have this just complete restart 27 games into the season. It's
Yeah.
I don't see what it changes. I don't. They're gonna bring up. I think in the interim, their AAA coach is coming up to be
Yes.
the manager. Makes sense. I get it. But like you, I don't know where this can't help anyone on the roster's mindset. This doesn't change the everyday. Like they're not gonna come in and initiate the minor league process. You know what I mean? It's not. You still have the same exact roster, the same guys who aren't hitting, the same guys who aren't playing the field well, and now they just have completely new faces. And I don't know. I don't know where this goes, Tom.
No, I agree, Ryan. I think it's really confusing. Look, I don't think Alex Cora was perfect by any means. Obviously, you win 108 games in your first year as a Red Sox manager in 2018 and win the World Series. So the bar is going to be high for
Yeah,
you no
he
matter
kind of he
what.
kind of did that to
But
himself. Maybe he should have taken a season or two to
should
get
have
there.
taken
But
it slowly, yeah.
yeah,
But I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't take away from the fact that even over the past few years, and I know Red Sox fans again have been frustrated with the direction of the franchise, but I think that's more the fact that you look at who they've had in terms of the decision makers in the front office during the Cora tenure. Dave Dombrowski, and after winning a World Series, doesn't want to pay Mookie Betts, trades him away. You had the whole Heim Bloom president of baseball operations era, and that was a disaster. And now you bring in Craig Breslow, and quite frankly, the Craig Breslow era has not been off to a good start. So the fact that he's keeping his job and Cora and Fotze and all of these guys associated with the actual boots on the ground day-to-day operations of the Red Sox, who are working with the roster that you have assembled, if you're Craig Breslow and John Henry, the Red Sox owner. I think it's just a complete scapegoat situation here.
It's
I think Alex Cora is going to be
nailed
on his
it.
feet pretty soon.
Nailed it, Tom. And I think as you were talking, it came to my mind. It's like I'm a Yankees fan. We all know this. The majority of my baseball watching is of the Yankees. I do my best to follow everything else, but so I relate a lot of things to how I feel as a fan, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I as a Yankees fan, disagree a lot with a lot of the decisions that come out of our front office, back office, whatever office, all the offices. I don't really agree with them. But I look around the league a lot of times and I kind of like sigh because I see so many Yankees prospects that we never had a chance to bring up really excelling around the league. I'm not going to sit here and list all the names, but you know what I mean, Tom. I think it's even worse for the Red Sox though, and their fans to watch this front office do their thing because as like I look around the league, it's not prospects from the Red Sox that are killing it all over the place. It's like legitimate MLB proven talent
Yeah,
stars
it's
that
established
they just
players.
moved on from. Whether it have been like a long tenured player or just like a quick stop, we thought he was going to be the statue out front, Alex Bregman. Like it's all over the place. And this front office just keeps every year it's like, hey, let's just start all over. Let's just start all over. And then they're in this spot where they suck. For lack of a better term,
Yeah,
they suck. They are a bad baseball team. And instead of
right.
taking any of, like you said, scapegoat is the perfect word. Instead of taking any of the front on that, they're just like, oh, Alex Cora, everyone else, that's on you. That's on you. And
Right.
to your point, Alex Cora hasn't been perfect as a manager. I think there's been lots of weird moments. And not just like statistically wise. He's an above 500% win with the Red
Yeah.
Sox or career manager. I think that's all with the Red Sox, is it?
All with the Red Sox.
All with the Red
Yeah.
Sox because
Yeah.
he was a hitting coach for the Astros, right?
Exactly. With the
That's
hitting coach.
okay. I couldn't remember if he
Then
managed.
got the Red Sox job.
It's above 500. It's a pretty good career. You can hang your hat on that, but like he did what he could with what he got. And
Exactly.
there are some of these I look at last season, I was pretty scared of that team going into the postseason as a Yankees fan.
Oh, me too.
I was pretty
Me too.
scared. And on paper, you just look at names like that. It's like that. I don't know. That team didn't look like it was going to be the 89 win postseason team that they became.
Yeah.
It didn't.
At
At the beginning of the season, I wouldn't have been like, oh yeah, they'll be like like 4 games behind the Yankees and whatnot. Like it just didn't feel that way off paper, right?
Right.
Obviously, it's baseball; anything can happen. But like that success is mainly on Alex Cora and those coaches that you're firing. You take away a lot of their talent in the offseason, and then you come back and this is what you get. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and Ryan, just want to go back to last year really quickly because you mentioned it. They obviously had a really slow start to last season as well, and you also had the Rafael Devers drama.
Oh, all the drama.
It was a dark cloud over the organization. You trade him away, and it felt like you kind of traded him away on a whim. And I mean, really nothing from the your return. Kyle Harrison's in Milwaukee. James Tibbs got traded to the Dodgers this offseason. So you really don't have much in terms of the Devers return for what you got from the Giants for him. And the Red Sox really put together a nice run of things and making the wild card, taking on the Yankees, winning the first game of that wild card series, putting themselves in a position to eliminate New York before obviously the Yankees won the next 2 games of that best of 3. But this is, as you mentioned, Alex Cora, we do have to acknowledge, uh, fired, really fired in January of 2020 as the Red Sox manager because there was a whole investigation into the Astros thing when he was with the program in 2017, and they had the whole trash can ordeal. There was the electronic sign stealing thing for the Red Sox in 2018 that they said that he had, his hand in the cookie jar there. And they basically said we cannot move forward in a healthy manner with Alex Cora as our manager. So he was quote unquote suspended for a year, but they pretty much fired him. They bring him back. So this is technically his second go around with the franchise. Brought him to an ALCS a couple of years ago. Brought him to the postseason last year, again, with a lot of drama surrounding that team. I really don't like that this is how it ends for the Red Sox and Alex Cora, just because he deserves better. 10-17 this year, I get it. Like you said, Ryan, they just got swept by the Yankees, but they had a 4-game losing streak where they had been outscored 22-6. And then on Saturday afternoon, they completely shellacked the Orioles, 17-1 win. And then you get rid of him. That doesn't sit right with me. That feels a
It
little
doesn't.
weird.
It feels so weird. And if it's like, it's two Yankees. Mind you, if you're listening here, it's two Yankees fans. I didn't put my background on. I just realized these are my dogs. Everyone, here we go. It's two Yankees fans though, sitting here and telling you that like this stinks. Like normally I see silly things like this happening in Boston, and I'm just kind of chuckling to myself, But like I'm saying, like this just stinks because I feel like to all those things you brought up, you and I think we've said it a million times. I'm never going to forgive the Astros. Never will I ever. I understand that whole suspension thing, whatever. It's just like he's like an easy scapegoat because of those few ticks on his resume. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just, oh yeah, well, everyone will just kind of look back to that scandal and they'll be like, oh yeah, there's probably things happening all the time, but like it just doesn't make it doesn't make sense. And if I'm a Red Sox fan, I am so confused. I'm so confused because now we don't have a manager, we don't have a hitting coach. There's no consistency within our dugout in terms of the coaching staff, and we have some of our star players: Roman Anthony, Trevor Story, Jarren Duran, all hitting below 250, all hitting
Right.
below 230. Okay, like that doesn't change just because they have a new manager now.
Exactly.
He's like Alex Cora is not on the field holding their bat, making them strike out. Like it's just not how that works, and they're still gonna be struggling. Like I don't see how you like they. I'm thinking about like the momentum shift that the Red Sox as a team experienced after winning 17-1 against the Orioles yesterday. In that like brief 30 minutes they had together as a team, and then just to be like, oh, never mind. And I can't honestly. I think they play at what 1:30 today.
Yes. Yep. 135.
That is going to be a very interesting watch.
It is.
That's going to be a very interesting watch. I think there's a press conference happening before the game to address the new team that's going out there. But I wouldn't be shocked if they went and lost 1-17 today.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. I think that, again, I generally seemed as though Cora was well liked in Boston.
Yeah.
Seems as though he's been pretty happy. I don't know if you've seen, he pretty much told, Red Sox beat writers, like, I'm in a good place right now. So I don't know what sort of mental strain managing the Red Sox was putting on him, because, again, you look at guys like John Henry and Sam Kennedy and Craig Breslow, the upper echelons of that Red Sox organization. And what's the complaint been for years? John Henry does not want to invest in this team. Sam Kennedy and Craig Breslow are constantly, shifting the blame to someone else. They're pointing fingers at everybody else. It can't be the front office. It's got to be the manager for losing. Well, I mean, it's not the manager in this case, Ryan. I really don't see it that way. Again, I don't want to sit here and say Cora was perfect, but the
No,
Red
but
Sox front office has been so dysfunctional for so long.
a manager's job in baseball is to take the team he's given and go put them out in the best situations that they can be in with the right players and at the right time and XYZ. He does not have anything to do with who's signing. Yeah, he might have a little bit of a say here and there in some meetings, but like he's not making the deals. He's not making the trades. He's not setting up
Right.
the roster. He takes the roster, turns into a lineup, says who's starting, pitching changes, things of that nature. Aaron Boone ruins baseball games for us on a regular basis with managerial decisions. I've seen a lot of Red Sox games with Alex Cora as the manager. I cannot really, off the top of my head, think of many moments where I was watching the game and been like, wow, I cannot believe Alex Cora made that decision.
Yes.
Whether win or lose, in terms of just managerial decisions, don't think I have ever watched a game and been like, what are you doing? Like, he does what he has to do with what he has, but like, he's a smart manager. Like, he's had some really, really good moments. And like, we watched that entire series where the Yankees just swept them. That didn't feel like managerial decisions gone wrong.
Right.
That felt
I
like,
agree with you.
and I want to stress, this is not a Yankee fan brag. That just felt like a better team coming in and beating the pants off someone.
Exactly.
I don't think any decision he made during that series was going to really change the outcome.
I completely agree with you. He went out there with what he had. And that's what happens in those series. You know, you look at what you have in terms of your pitching staff, in terms of who you can put out there at the positions that you have to play in baseball, obviously. And it's almost like, all right, well, we've got to make do. This is the other thing for me, Ryan. It really feels as though, and I understand baseball has turned into this whole I love the advanced analytics, but baseball has turned into the sabermetrics world where everybody has to have 30 people above the manager making a decision on who should pitch and what the lineup should be and everything. You're taking away the power from the managers in most cases, at least for those who prefer to be traditionalists. Alex Cora to me strikes me as a very traditional manager that kind of clashed heads with this Red Sox analytically minded front office. And so that certainly leads to things sort of boiling over behind the scenes, right? The Red Sox front office is saying, no, here's what we want to do. Here's how we want to structure the rotation, the batting order. And Alex Cora is just saying, here's how you win baseball games, or here's how we won baseball games when I was a player. So I think that there's been a lot of these clashes in recent years, but especially in Boston over the past few seasons. Again, look at what happened with the Rafael Devers situation. So certainly something to watch there as well.
Yeah. I'll say this. I think the front office obviously plays a huge role in so much. And I stand on it. I do not think that the Boston Red Sox problems lied within the group of people that they let go. I think changes needed to be made, obviously, but I don't think those were the changes. I think, like we're saying, look at this, that's the problem, don't look at me, scapegoat kind of thing. I will say, this team has not been there at the plate. Moving on from hitting coaches that aren't doing much, that makes sense. But the whole staff, just as a whole, like it doesn't help your players mentally. I don't think. Like, it seemed like he had great relationships with that whole team. I don't think that's making your guys come in all hyped about whatever's coming next. I hate to see what this does to their trade deadline efforts. If I'm a big name player who has any say in where I'm going during a trade, the team in last place who just let go of all of their coaches and don't have any kind of plan, at least as of now, we haven't heard of. Pass.
Yeah, stay away from Boston.
I'm good. And they won't let me have a no trade clause either. I'm good.
Right.
Pass. Like, Alex Cora was not the problem, and that's coming from a Yankees fan. At all, like, he just was.
I agree with you.
That's my sentiment. That's where I stand with it.
And I completely, stand right there with you. I mean, obviously, we don't want to have too much sympathy for the Red Sox, but this was not a managerial
trust me,
thing.
I'm giggling on the inside. Like, this is it's silly Red Sox stuff to me. But like, as a baseball fan, in terms of baseball, this this move, I don't like. I think we're about to see a pretty poor first half of the season for the Red Sox moving forward. I can't see them.
I agree.
I don't picture them coming back to 500 relatively quick in any means.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bumpy ride. It's going to be a
I
bumpy
agree.
ride, but we'll get our first taste of it today. They play at 1:30. I think prior to that, there's going to be some type of press conference where they're going to come out and
Blame
say
everybody
whatever.
else.
Yeah, they're going to point some fingers. It's going to be
Kick
like
the can down the road.
It's in Boston. It's going to feel very Salem, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
She's a witch. Bad hat.
Yeah, the witch hunt's going to continue for the Red Sox.
The witch hunt's going. Yeah. Any final thoughts, Tom, before we wrap it up here?
I think we touched on everything that we wanted to touch on in terms of this episode. Like you said, this was late breaking news last night. We had to jump right into it, and I think we covered all the bases here.
I think so. I think we sit back and watch and see what happens. Who knows? Maybe we're wrong. Maybe there was a lot more going on in the clubhouse that we weren't aware of. You know,
could be the case.
Maybe
could be the case.
Maybe some of these younger players weren't meshing well with his old school mentality and some things or whatnot. We'll see. They play today. I don't think today's game's going to go well. I think if you really want to get an idea of what direction they head in, you watch 2-3 games from now, see where they're at. But
right.
And then they're going to come on with a press conference and point some fingers. So I'm sure we'll get some good laughs and sound bites out of that one.
We definitely will.
All right, Tom. Well, thank you as always for joining me so early in the morning too. We just had to get it out. So I'm sure there might be some riots in your neck of the woods later today. We'll see how that press conference goes. But I'm safe down here.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah, you're definitely safe from the wrath. But we'll see what New England has in store.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us on another episode of KnuckleBalls. Stay tuned to the YouTube channel. We'll be out coming days with some more content here. And thank you, Grandma. Always watching. Appreciate you. KnuckleBalls out.